All right, only 2 robot or mighty numbers left.
Well, they are still robots. You're not wrong.
You, all set
But they're not called robot
I was
masters.
writing paper on the PC, and it was like bleep 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 bleep, and then like
Jeez.
half of my
Osaka,
paper
what's
was
wrong
gone.
with you?
Anime.
Dude, Ozymandias is
Bad
badass. Okay, I don't
My
know what
paper
the hell
was really good.
they're
paper.
editing over.
And then I had to write it
this.
again, and I had to do it fast, so it wasn't as good.
Holy shit, these motherfucking load times, man.
Serious case of red eye going on there. That's kind of creepy.
Okay, so I haven't played this level yet, but from what I've seen of it, it looks absolute horseshit.
It's boring as hell.
You know how to dash? You got the level down in a nutshell. That's pretty much it.
Also, his knives are literally a pair of scissors. I don't know if that's
That
supposed
kind of
to...
reminds me of Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Is that a
maybe it
good
was
or
a
a bad
reference.
thing?
Kill la Kill's not a bad show. I couldn't finish it because
You like Kill la
you're
Kill,
bur-
you like Kill la Kill, but you don't like you don't like Attack on Titan.
I marathon. Well, no, Kill la Kill is entertaining. Attack on Titan goes nowhere.
Attack on
I
Titan
can-
is entertaining.
No, I can sort of see why someone might not like the Attack on Titan anime because they basically tried to stretch out a chunk of the manga across an entire season. And, well, you basically get 2 story arcs for the entire season.
Moves faster than
that was-
Dragon Ball does.
Is that
No.
it was like,
No, I'm not gonna say that. Like maybe Dragon Ball Z at its worst was stretched out farther, but the majority of Dragon Ball Z moves at about the same pace as Attack on Titan. Like the only time Dragon Ball Z ever gets worse than Attack on Titan is the Frieza saga. That was ridiculous, but
my problem with Attack on Titan Season 1 is that it feels like Season 1 of an anime.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
No, but dude, it like what story arc did it have in the first season that had a proper conclusion?
They saved the city. That's a problem.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Things are at a really dire state by the end of that show, Season 1.
They had
There are more questions than answers.
They had real victories. They were able to get the Titans out of the whatever the hell the city was called. And they killed the female Titan. You know, well, Annie's not dead, but oh god,
Yeah,
spoilers.
one.
But you know,
One Titan.
yeah. Okay, first off, they kill lots
Ooh.
of normal Titans.
Can we
Those
just
are the super
can
duper
we just
Titans.
can we just stop talking about Attack on Titan? to
No,
appreciate
because
the fact
Mighty Number 9
that
sucks.
Mighty Number 9 has suddenly decided to play the F-Zero stage from Smash Brothers.
Yeah, only that was fun.
Yeah, the street is instant kill, by the way.
Oh yeah, because landing on the ground is.
I would have appreciated at least a tumbling animation before you blew up.
I mean, what about these poor people who are just trying to get to work or whatever? Like, okay, actually, you know what? This is actually something that are the pickups that you get from the robots random?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then that actually.
You mean the pickups or the bonuses?
The
It depends on
bonuses.
what color they glow.
Yeah, but does every robot give the same? Do you
Each
get
type of robot gives the same thing.
Okay,
Yes.
well, then that kind of mitigates one of the issues that I was gonna have, because one of the things, like, in order to get the best score, you need to do like these combos where you suck up multiple robots at the same time. But that's really only possible unless if you're super skilled. If you've got the red power-up that you've got right now, that allows you to shoot through multiple enemies at the same time. Because, like right there, you've got them all glowing at the same time, so you were easily able to get them all.
Yeah, well, like for example, the not sniper Joes here always give you the blaster power up.
Yeah. Red powers up your gun, green doubles your movement speed, yellow gives you better defenses.
Well, not better enough, apparently. Use your goddamn energy tanks!
Don't want to.
Well,
Stop being stubborn. You're not impressing anybody.
You'd rather wait through the 20-second long loading time and then have to play through the entire level again?
I'm cutting them out for you.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
but what about
you
yourself?
here.
Think for yourself.
I mean, granted,
don't
you might
know.
not notice that you have them, so, you know, there's that, but...
Well, yeah,
I use them during the final boss, but that's it.
I tend to forget that I have healing items in games like this, but at the same time, I do want to underline for our viewers more than anything that we're not intentionally not using things the game gives us to undersell it.
Yeah,
It's just
Auto
Yeah,
scroller.
notice that.
Ryan
Notice that.
prefers to play
When,
with
yeah,
his
notice
brush.
that when we're talking about the energy tanks, we're calling out Ryan, not so much the game.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, then again, it is a big problem that it's very easy to not notice that you have them when you're in the. Because in a game like this, you're not looking at your health bar all the time. You don't.
I am.
You shut up. You're stupid.
Knowing how much health I have determines what kind of strategy I'll take for the next part of the stage.
But let's say you're in the middle of a. You're
But
in
John,
the,
if you're playing, but John, we know how you play Mega Man X recklessly as hell.
But I can get away with that because they want me to do that.
Well, you know, it's more difficult to know that you have energy tanks when you're relying on the ones you get from absorbing so many robots, right?
yeah, those are the only ones you can get. I don't think you can even pick up energy tanks on the stage. You can only get them from the freebies that the helper robots give you.
I feel bad for all these guys.
No.
range
I
killing.
think you always have XL recoveries. That's what they call the energy tanks. But you can only fill them up if you get health pickups when you already have max health.
Oh, that's how it works.
It's an E.
That-
It's an E tank.
It's an E tank.
No, it's
That's-
more of it's a sub tank.
It's a sub tank. You're
Oh.
right.
So
Right.
yeah, okay, so it's again. So first off, the game doesn't tell you that you have them, and there's no like if you were like let's say that you had the visual confirmation that you were picking them up, like finding an E tank in the in a stage, you'd know that you could use them. Whereas you have to just pay attention to whether or not the icon is underneath your health bar at any given moment. Which is, especially if you're in the middle of a heated boss fight, you're not necessarily going to have enough time between dodging and trying to attack to check to see whether or not you have one to use it in time to not die.
And given my playstyle where I'm batting my eye at my health bar all the time, I noticed that blue icon that's there for standby, but I can understand why it would be a problem for those that want to, take their time and observe the surroundings.
For my part, I'm more used to watching my health bar through the corner of my eye, so a small icon underneath it wouldn't jump out as easy to me.
And again, you need to know what that little blue dot means. Oh, you can use an E-tank now, which the game doesn't. The game
doesn't
Doesn't
go
tell
out of
you.
its way to tell you about. Again, everything's in a tips window.
yeah.
Which is kind of just like reading the manual, really.
No,
Nobody reads
does
the
that.
manual.
Shut up, you.
Hey, I don't know about how you did it when you were a kid, but I always read the manual.
Well, you're weird.
I think
I
it,
bought a lot of
I
games
just needed
used.
something
They
to
didn't
do
have
in the
manuals.
car on the way home from the store.
Yeah, but let's assume that you don't have the manual though for a second, which is a huge thing for a lot of kids who were like playing Mega Man 2, for instance, and were like either reading didn't have the manual to read, or they were
Well,
renting
that was
it.
easy.
Okay, no game publisher wants to help you rent games
Well-
because they're not making money off of
Well,
that.
I'm more talking about the game explaining to the mechanics to you without you having to.
Games
read
never
them.
explained mechanics back then.
Yeah, I know, but let's just. Here's the thing: like the E-tanks are very visible in Mega Man. Like they're very clearly a special thing. Like they're blue. They're usually hidden in a place, or not hidden, but like you got to do something extra to get to them. Like go across the big pit and Metal Man stage and things like that. So.
Don't lose your train of thought, Ted.
So it's very clearly something that you're supposed to get. So you get it, you're not sure what it does, you use it, you'll have wasted that energy tank, but it's clear, oh, this thing restores my health. Whereas you don't even know what button to press to use the energy tanks here if you don't go out of your way to
Look it up.
To look it
Excel
up.
recoveries are something you don't pick up. You just automatically, really. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what? I thought that was on purpose, like
Nope.
T-rinity?
Nope. Just a problem.
Just a goof.
Yep.
Yeah, Excel recoveries are something you don't physically pick up. They are sub-tanks that will fill up automatically when you have full health. Pick
And,
them up
and,
with
and,
us.
at least in the X series, you had to pick them up so you know you got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, like I wanted that to lead into one of my major topics for this commentary, but if you were in charge of this game, like in charge of this game's sequel,
I don't know if it's not getting a sequel. I don't think. Like,
well, that's why I say if.
No, it's. I think nobody has any faith in this.
He's
winning.
just saying if, so let him go. Let him
I
ask his
know.
question.
I know.
What would you do to improve it?
Me personally.
Let's start with you, Ryan, because you're in charge of this commentary.
Yes.
Well, first, make it not look like ass,
Okay.
and two, optimize it so it doesn't play like ass.
Reckon the remaining mighty number.
Equally on all platforms, because
Yes.
the game. Okay, again, the game runs fine on the PC.
For the
If you have
most
the
part.
rig.
It's almost like it was designed with that first, and then sloppily ported to everything else.
I'm gonna contest that. I haven't heard any problems with the high specs consoles yet, but I have heard of problems with the PC version, and it doesn't look like the PC version has an especially wide range of graphical settings or anything, which is something you'd
You're
expect
gonna give
from
our
a
viewers
game.
a seizure, dude.
Well, they're probably not watching the video anyway. They're just probably doing background noise. Hey, look at this. You missed it because you do tap the commentary video.
That is hurting my eyes. Can you go away, anime girl, please? Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
do it
this stage sucks.
Sucks.
Fuck this level.
Oh yeah,
This stage sucks ass.
this is. Oh yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd hire a team of competent level designers because if the level design was fun, I'd be able to put up with the technical issues and the bad graphics. Because again, one of my favorite games of all time is Banjo-Tooie, and that game has a frame rate that's just about as unstable as this game's frame rate. So if the game was inherently fun, it controls just fine. So if the level design was good, I'd be okay with the technical issues. But the problem is that there's so much issues with the level design that it's not. You don't feel like putting up with all the other issues that it has. So that's what I think. That's the most important thing. If they are going to do a sequel, which I personally think is very unlikely, I want them to have good levels. That's the most important thing that this.
By the
game
way, hi
has.
backers who paid way too much.
Also, hi Steve Blum, who did not even try to do a new voice. It's just
Yeah.
Wolverine. Again.
Well, it's Steve Blum.
It's Steve Blum.
No, Steve Blum can do multiple voices. Like, his Green Goblin voice is very different from...
He's Leroy in Duran Logan.
Wait, really?
Well, in
Yeah.
most things, Steve Blum plays some variation of Steve Blum. Like, he can do other voices. He's got the range. It's just when people hire him, they want him to sound like Steve Blum.
Because
You know?
Steve Blum's voice is incredibly sexy and tight in the pants.
Oh, no, his voice is gorgeous, but it's just, it sounds exactly like Wolverine. That's all I can think of whenever I hear him. It's just like, instead of doggy, all you have to say is bub, and it would be 1-to-1. Although, it makes a lot more sense that the Canadian would be trying to blow up a U.S. government building, now that I think about it. Yeah, but
Down with the USA, up with Kanata.
backtracking should not exist in a Mega Man game. That's just all.
This level's biggest problem is the lack of checkpoints.
Yeah, you die, you have to start the entire thing over again.
With all the backtracking intact. You don't get a checkpoint until
this
the
sequence
boss.
right here is that you're just fighting counter shade multiple times until you warp to the boss room. But until then, you have to deal with going through these corridors multiple times, and if you die at the very end of that search, booyah, back at the beginning of the stage.
No any one given part of this stage is too terribly hard. Like, you might get dicked over by those instant death wires there. But it's more a matter of there's not a lot of health pickups in this stage either. So you're very likely to be chipped away to death by the time you reach the final counter shade fight.
That was a near flawless run of that hallway.
No sprinter
Well, there was
bonus, though.
there was nothing in my way.
Alright, we get some help from Buzz Girl.
I don't even know what she does here, though.
She turns off
She
the
turns
wires.
off the wires.
Oh, okay, that's helpful, because those are, again, that's an
Those are
instant
instant
death obstacle, which would have to make you do the entire level all over again.
And again, I dig that. I would like, if a sequel were to happen, more of that.
I think
You
it
know,
would...
just keep doing that.
Honestly, I think just like 3 instances of them helping you throughout the level would be enough, because you'd get a lot of dialogue between Beck and the Mighty Number, which when they're friendly, not like you get the dialogue between them during the stage when they're enemies, but getting the dialogue when they're friendly, I think would do so much to build not just the characters of these robots, but Beck himself, because I don't remember who said it exactly, but Beck is a piece of cardboard and has no discernible personality.
He has no personality whatsoever.
Yeah.
And by the way, it is getting to the counter shade boss fight is dependent on getting as much damage on him as much as possible, because it does need to have a certain amount of damage on him to trigger it.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you don't get enough damage on him in this room, he goes to a different room, essentially?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It just keeps going until you do enough damage.
Because there is rooms to the left of the main room that you start into, but we don't see it because you were playing through it so fast. That was basically where I, quote-unquote, killed him in the first half as well, so...
Yeah, that was the entire level, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, if it weren't for how stingy this stage is with checkpoints, I would say Counter Shade is actually a good choice for your first boss battle, because this guy is really nothing.
Oh, no, I
No.
picked this stage first, and again, if there were checkpoints, it would have been a great first stage, because it's pretty easy for the most part. There's not a lot of BS aside from the backtracking, which is obnoxious.
You know, fighting Counter Shade in this level, though, kind of reminds me of Pinstripe Potteroo.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, this is obnoxious, though.
Something's wrong with your control. Oh, right. This is an actual thing, not the game fucking up on me. But I'm Tish.
Yeah.
Well, I like how it says something's wrong with your controls, parentheses, control error. Just,
All they would
Oh,
have
shit.
to do, put up is control error, really.
No, you see, when I saw that happen during Jared's run of this, my first thought was, oh god, it's a controller glitch? No, it's actually something that happens in the game. But you see, that kind of thing, it's confusing when you're playing a game that you know already has technical errors.
It's not just Counter Shade that can do that. There's a robot in this stage which will do a little purple bubble. If you get hit by the bubble, you'll have a control error as well. So, this isn't the first time that you had a chance to see it. It's just if you don't get hit very often, you're not going to have a lot of, you're not going to run into it very much. Because I'm not super good at Mega Man games, and I only got hit by the random bubble like once on my playthrough of this stage. First playthrough, I should say.
good thing his ginormous hat is a hitbox.
Yeah.
The humans give you a special treat for betraying your own.
Sorry,
Now, I can't clarify this, but I think this is an instant kill.
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be though, because yes, it just
Okay,
does.
it just hurts.
Yeah, it just hurts. But it's really annoying that he's got these random balls in front of him that block all damage. When if they weren't there, it would be really easy to hit him during that sequence.
Again, even the doppelganger sequence of this fight is nothing.
it's-
It's quite obvious who's the real one.
Yeah, because the red flash is on him the entire time. Or
Well,
most
for
of
the first few seconds, the doppelganger flickers, and then once they start shooting, they look identical. But that takes a few seconds.
yeah.
I got clipped on the door.
And we gotta watch the whole fight again. Ryan. Like, I remember watching Derek's live stream of this, and from what I remember, the Dinah's weapon doesn't do an awful lot to chip his health down.
No. I mean, it does more damage than the Buster, but again, for how close you have to get to him in order to hit it with all of the electrical projectiles, you might as well just use the Mega Buster. Hell, even a Bat's Crash Bomber.
It's
That
not
does a
like,
good job.
is it one of those things like Woodman where it's not his official weakness, but it does enough damage that it might
It
as well
does a
be?
good enough job anyway, yes. It's exactly like that.
Although, like, honestly, Metal Man's weapon does make sense to be Woodman's official weakness because you use saw blades to cut wood. So,
Yeah.
So, will the
I mean,
humans
granted,
give you a
metal blades were
special
basically
treat
everything's
for
weakness
betraying
in
your own
Mega Man 2, but
kind?
which is why I don't use them an awful lot anymore whenever I play that game. But this special attack is really easy to avoid. All you have to do is dash to the side, and then you're good.
Go in a circle pattern.
Well, I just kind of go back and forth, basically. That's what
Oh,
I...
you could do that too. I go in a circle pattern and it never touches me.
It'd be a little bit easier for me to do the circle pattern if there was, if the platforms were a little bit easier to jump. If it were a little bit easier to jump on the top platforms, I should say.
That said, I like how Beck can grab ledges in this game.
Yeah, that's like the one addition that I really like
You know,
in this game.
it was if there was one thing that I really liked what Metroid Fusion introduced compared to Super Metroid is that Samus can grab ledges, and that makes platforming more of a saving grace because you know I'm pretty sure we all had those jumps in platforms where we just missed it, and you just wish I could grab that ledge to save myself, but you can't do it because you don't know how to use your arms.
It's especially irritating in. Oh, there was a camera glitch when you were trying to dash into the. That's hilarious.
You got to absorb the entire
Also,
office.
Countershade, you were up there just a second ago. What the? With that said, I wish, like in Metroid Fusion Zero Mission, you could shoot while you were grabbing on edges, because that would be cool.
That'd be nice, yeah. There you go. I have another improvement for a potential sequel.
Now you got the worst weapon in the game.
It's way too little ammo for what it does.
Yeah. You know what would have made it better if you could aim it, I think. Because, again, if it's a sniper rifle, you should be able to aim it, you know?
Like all 8 directions?
Yeah, basically. Or maybe
That
even
would work,
360. Like, use the right stick or something. That would be cool.
That would justify its low ammo count.
Yeah, if you could aim it in any direction and it does a lot of damage, maybe it's, like, slow and it uses a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
That would make it a cool weapon.
It would be like an actually balanced version of Metal Blades.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because his ammo's counting so piss poor.